Hello everyone, welcome to ScorHigh. In a current affairs analysis series, today we will be discussing about the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Now this was in news recently and we will be discussing it in depth. So recently, the Supreme Court has asked the Union government to respond to petitions challenging its decision to amend the draconian Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, giving it powers to categorize anyone as a terrorist. Now, petitions say Act confers government with discretionary, unfettered and unbound powers to categorize a person as a terrorist. Now, this is important. About the Unlawful Activities Prevention Amendment Bill 2019. The bill amends the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967. Now, who may commit terrorism? Under the Act, central government may designate an organization as a terrorist organization if it commits or participates in acts of terrorism, prepares for terrorism, promotes terrorism, or is otherwise involved in terrorism. The bill additionally empowers the government to designate individuals as terrorists on the same grounds. Now, this is important. Now, approval for seizure of property by NIA. If the investigation is conducted by an officer of the National Investigation Agency, the approval of the Director General of NIA would be required for seizure of properties that may be connected with terrorism. Now, under the Act, the bill additionally empowers the officers of the NIA of the rank of the inspector or above to investigate the cases. This point is important. Insertion of Schedule of Treaties. The Act defines terrorist acts to include acts committed within the scope of any of the treaties listed in the schedule of the Act. The schedule lists 9 treaties, including the Convention for the Suppression of the Terrorist Bombings 1997 and the Convention Against Taking of Hostages 1979. The bill adds another treaty to the list, which is International Convention of Suppression of Acts of Nuclear Terrorism 2005. Now, this is important. Now, why is it being opposed? Why is this bill being opposed? It empowers officials to brand any person a terrorist without following due process. It does not provide any legal consequence in case of an individual is designated a terrorist. The only statutory remedy available to such a person is to make an application before the central government for denotification, which is considered by a review committee constituted by the government. So, a review committee is formed. Now, an official designation as a terrorist will be akin to civil death for a person with social boycott, expulsion from the job, hounding by media, and perhaps attack for self-proclaimed vigilante groups following. Now, the law could target minorities or a section of people, thereby affecting their cultural rights. And even if a person is eventually acquitted of the charges, the delays in conducting judicial proceedings mean the case may only get heard several years after their arrest. Failure to get bail means they have to spend the entire time in jail. Now, this was all about this topic, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. For other current affairs updates, you can visit our website, that is www.scorhigh.com, or you can even follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is score_high. So that's all for today. We'll be meeting again with a new topic. Thank you so much.